Hey everyone, this is Airplane 312 here. I'm not sure when I'm gonna make this video. I'm making it a day before, and yes, it's June 20th, 2021. And this is probably gonna be posted on June 21st or 22nd, or when I make the decision on it. And yes, this is actually gonna probably be on Prime Day. Or the first Prime Day. I'm sorry I'm tired. Okay, this is about mortgage and stuff. Or virtually loan. Let's put it straight towards it. It's about the loan. And this is about working your butts off. I just really don't know how to say this, but the truth actually hurts. We work our butts off for a home, a place that we can call home. I'm not talking about renting and stuff. That's a totally different subject. But I might lump it into this video. We get a home that we sign a loan to the bank and stuff, or the creditor, or the lender, a 30-year loan. I'm going to talk about 30-year loan. There's 10, there's 5, there's whatever floats your boat. I'm talking about 30 years. You're wasting 30 years of your life in that home. You don't own it. You don't actually own that home until it's fully paid off. Yes, the government still collect their parts out of that home, but after 30 years, that means if you pay the monthly deals with the interest for 30 years, then you actually virtually almost own the home. And then you talk about bills, heating, water, insurance on the house, and makes other bills. I'm not talking about cable. I'm not talking about internet. I'm not talking about your cell phone. That's different. Let's go all the way to old school. That means only electricity, only electricity, gas, heating, and water. Let's forget everything else for right now. A lot of people, it really depends on where you are, where you live, what state you're on. For me, if I cut all the way down just to have water, heating, and electricity, not counting insurance yet, and my property tax, I figure about $300. Wait a second. Uh, 5. Yeah, I can say $300 a month. But wait, this in my state we call it property tax. Some states have it, some states don't. Some states have it with sales tax. I'm talking about the United States and stuff. My state has property tax. If I add that to get it down to a monthly deal, by the way, is about, I'm going to call it $2,400 for the entire year. Now that's 120 for you and stuff. For basic math, I think that is, I'm not quite sure. Give me a second. If it's a 100, that's a 1,200. So that's $200 added. And now I'm going to add that to the $300. Oh, by the way, that's for the 300, that's water, heating and cooling, and my garbage. And some extra costs that are added on there for assurance purposes. That means it fluctuates. So that's what that part is for. So now for the insurance for the house, in case it burns down to the ground, it's $200. Scratch that. Yeah, I can do that. Insurance is about the same price, anyways. I'm just gonna call it that much because I don't know the exact amount. But I'm gonna do insurance and property tax, and then say they're both the same price as $2,400 for the entire year each. So that's, and mix any other stuff in there. So right now that's $400 added to this 300, so that's $700. It doesn't count cable. It does not count anything else. So when we just say cable's $250, that means you get cable, internet, and then anything else that you need to do it. That's $950. So we'll just say $1,000 a month. That's $1,000 a month. That's $12,000 a year. Oh yeah, I even forgot flood insurance. But where I am and where I live right now, we do not. I don't have flood insurance because I'm out of the flood zone or flood way. I'm out. My house is 100% out. So that could be even more. Oh, but wait. I even forgot to tell you people, that's even not counting a mortgage. So now So let's say if you do pay mortgage, it really depends on your home and what you got your home for. So now let's figure mortgage in there. What does it say mortgage is at if you're truly lucky, $500. So why not just say $1,500 extra? Well, how did you get that airplane through and two? I really don't know what your mortgage is going to be. So it could be from 1,500. That's 1,000 to 500 added together. That's 1,500. So it could be from $1,000 if you have your complete. If you get 100% fully lucky to pay your house off with no loan, to almost $3,000 or more. But let's say that it's sake of session, you got lucky. You got a 30-year loan, $500 a month for 30 years. You got lucky. Now let me talk to you about the loan and how you can take advantage of it. Before you sign the loan for 30 years, make sure you can read it. One, here's my thing. Number one, read it. It will actually tell you exact information of what you're doing. It will legally, by law, I believe by law, it has to say your name, the lender, the property of what it is. It could say Joe Smalls, 123 Elk Street at ABC The Moon. Or say the state, saying your fixed interest rate for the APR is, we'll just say 5%. Yeah, you can get a lower, but let's just say 5% for 30 years. Here's the total of what the amount is, the purchase price. Here's the down payment. I believe the interest rate and your ending total. Saying why it's not matching. Here's the thing is, the reason why it says not matching, it's actually showing you the total that you will pay if you pay the monthly dues. I call them monthly dues. That means you're paying the house off. Let's say there's a finder's fee if you pay off the house early. Read what it says there, because it will actually tell you what's going to occur. But if it does not tell you, now let's get back. If it does not tell you, and let's say it's $500 worth of interest. Boom, 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 boom. You're trucking along, and all of a sudden, by basic mathematics, your initial payment for your down payment is a chunk of money. So when we talk about the $500 and you have an extra $100, let's say you got an extra, let's say actually not the $100. Let's say you do have $500 in a bank, additional money. That means you can willing to risk the $500 extra. There's two lines on there. There's an interest line for additional interest, which I call that a suckers. That means you are actually a sucker giving your money away, just saying, okay, here you go, to the bank, and they actually make more money off of that way. And there's actually a principal line. There's actually a couple of lines. One's the initial payment. The next one line is called additional principal. The principal is actually where you put the $500 on there. In a sense, is you're actually doubling your payments. So a $150,000 house, let's say you decide, okay, I want to put $30,000 down, or let's even say 50,000. You have a house that you sold for 30,000 after taking all your equity, or you sold something and then you have additional 20,000 that you want to put down. So now it will say 100,000 for 100. I'm not sure what the month the deal. So it's 360 month. 360, I believe, it's for 30 years at 5%. And what's to say your payments are 500? I'm sorry I'm going back and forth, confusing you, but this is my train of thoughts. I really, really don't want to make an error be it over again. And a lot of people really don't know this, but actually, we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is probably my 8th time doing this over again. And you wouldn't even know that if I didn't even say that. So back to what Grant Travis was saying. Yeah, I'm talking about the principal payments and stuff, and how you ruin your life for the 30 years and so. But for me, I got lucky. There's other people that get lucky too. So I'm living in a home that's actually debt free. That means the bank does not own it. I do pay property tax, and that's where my equations come in when I got it to the $1,000 and so. That's kind of funny. I'm telling you this. I still have to pay easily $1,000 or more. So the true cost, if I do it right, is about $1,200 a month. could be more, it could be less. I'm not quite sure on the price because it will vary. So yeah, some of you could be even more. Some of you, it could be even less. It's expensive in my state. Okay, to help you pay off your home faster and you sign for a 30-year deal, don't change it. Keep it that way. Because something could happen within that period. Let's say you can do it for nearly 10 years. Repeatedly, thousand, thousand, thousand. So you're doing 12,000 for nearly 10 years. You have your house paid off within a 10-year period, if I do my math right. Remember when I said the house is worth $100,000, and all of a sudden you're putting $1,000 towards the house each month? Did you see how fast that $1,000 from $100,000 house paid your house off with less than 10 years instead of 30 years? To tell you the truth, my aunt bought this house and started paying, doubling her principal or doubling her payments. So if it was $400, she made it $800. Even with the interest that it says, she doubled it. And she kept having the money the exact same. And repeatedly paid it, paid it, paid it, paid it. And all of a sudden, within 1 year, she nearly dropped the 30-year loan down to 28 years. You see how fast that is. Yes, we're working slaves. We're working hard. We're getting our own home. But the thing is, work hard, work hard, worked hard to pay it. This can work any other way. It can work for your car. It can work for anything that you want to get a loan for. Because the faster you pay off the loan, the faster you can use that money for something else. It's called basic mathematics. And remember when I said that $100,000 house, if you was a $500 a month turn into $1,000, and you have a less than 10 years. Let's actually get this down to give you the correct years. Okay, from year 1, it's 12,000. Year 2, 24,000. Year 3 is 36,000. Year 4 is 48. Year 5 is 60. Year 6 is 72. Year 7, 84. Year 9 is 96. I believe it's 96 if I did my math right. And yeah, it's about right. Less than 10 years. It might be 9 years and 10 months. But speaking of which, if you keep doing that, notice how that your interest rate, your interest payments is shrinking. That's how it works. But let's say an emergency does come up and you can't spend the extra 500. So be it. They won't say, "Oh, you're spending the $1,000 a month. Why did you drop it down to 500?" They won't ask you because they don't care. As long as you're making the payments, they're making money off of you. Are they getting mad that you're actually paying it off quicker? Probably. But to them, they're getting their money back as quick as possible. And to you, if you actually get in there alone with that creditor, they're going to be willing to say, "Oh yeah, we can give you this since you were paying that house payment up like faster and faster and faster." So yeah, he is right. This is probably going to be another part 2 or part 3 or part 4. Yeah, this is going to happen. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next videos.